Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, everybody. It is super early in this morning opposed to yesterday. Caught the first ferry at 5 a.m. just before sunrise right now. We are in a familiar stretch, but not a familiar spot. I've never fished from this exact spot. However, other side of the trees where my gear is, I have fished from there. So yes, I've fished this. This is an eddy, and most of the time the spot we're standing on is not walkable most of the year until you get to this part of the year where the river's low and has been low for enough time for this to be solid. Lucky to be able to walk here. It is super active out there right now. We have 2 rods here. We're gonna do 2 on the bottom, 1 night crawler on 20-pound test, 1 piece of skipjack on a 6-aught with a 4-ounce 80-pound braid, 10-foot rod, 80-pound braid. I said that twice. So 20-pound braid to make everything equal here. Say it twice, not everything, right? So yeah, this is a 1-aught right here, and this is a homemade lead that gets sent to me, and I judge it to be about 2.5 to 3 ounces. But 2 rods right here, right? There's 3 over there. I only brought 1 skipjack because I only had 1 skipjack fresh and a bunch frozen. I only want to do fresh today. I've got some bluegill, but here we have my sabiki rod to get more skipjack or white bass, and over here we have the rod with the sumo spoon and another rod. Right now it has a small Johnson silver weedless spoon on there, silver minnow. Yeah. Nice, got it in a good seam. Not the first, about maybe the second seam. Wow, maybe about 20, definitely 20 feet, probably more, probably in between 20 and 30 feet right there. This night crawler line, I don't want as far out as the cut bait. We're gonna start out about right there. That's really close. We'll see what kind of drift we get. We are in the eddy, like I said before, but I don't know if we're in the part of the eddy where we're gonna have good backflow, you know, taking us upriver. Everything still is angled downriver, so we might be at that transition point. We're gonna start out with the sabiki, see if we can pull out a white bass or another skipjack. Oh, let's get that out there. On my way out of this area yesterday, I stopped and checked out this spot and threw the sumo spoon here, and I snagged a line. It appears that it was one of those people that doesn't snap their line. It was mono. It was maybe a 30-pound test. You know, there's people like that out there, and if you're one of them, stop doing it. Oh, so yeah, what I want you to stop doing if you are one of those people. Ooh, we got something nice here. This is going to be a good spot for white bass and skipjack because, and that's a white bass right there. Look at that. Because of the sandy drop off, they can push bait up against it. So that's why I was happy when I came here yesterday that I could walk out on it, because I knew it'd be a good spot. So what I want you to stop doing, if you are one of these people that does it, when you snag up, do your best to break the line. If you have to wrap it around a stick and walk back, do that. Because cutting it and leaving it out there, it's not just bad for other fishermen, it gets wrapped around other things such as fish, and it's just not good to have in the environment. Yeah, you're right. We're gonna let this one go. I like eating these, but I would prefer it bigger. It's a 1/2 ounce, by the way, on the end of this sabiki. So yeah, I snagged this line, I pulled it in, and it appeared to be snagged, so I snapped it. So I'm hoping that instead of it being like a real snag, that someone was fishing this with mono, with a shorter rod, and they got out there in the deep water, because I just found a pretty good deep drop off. You could see the downhill of my lines, and that will tell you right there that there is a good drop off right in front of us somewhere. And if you have a shorter rod and you're trying to come up that drop off, you end up burying your lead in the sand or the mud, and you think you're snagged, and you put the rod tip down like this and start walking back thinking you're going to pull it out, the night crawler is getting a bite. And instead of pulling it out, you're pulling it deeper in and cutting the line at that point. Not only is it a waste of line, but it is bad for the environment. Very bad. Stop doing it. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't do it. There we go. Nice. That was a very gentle hit right there. It's another white bass, smaller. These white bass are feeding really close to the water line. That last one we caught just about 5 to 8 feet off the line. That sun is starting to come up. It is going to be a hot day later. It'll probably be like 94, 95 today, I think. Here's one. Nope. Felt one. We need to get on the other side of these rods. Yeah, that hot stuff's not going to be till afternoon, but oh ho ho, my goodness. Oh ho ho, here we go. Remember what I said about, it came off. Remember what I said about white bass liking to push bait up against sandy drop-offs, and why that's why spots like this are good? That is exactly what's going on right now. They're pushing the bait, probably little shad, possibly river shrimp. They're pushing it up like herding dogs, right? Ooh, there we go. That's a nice one right there. Oh yes, look at that, running in. He came swimming up onto the bank. That is a skipjack. That is awesome. I need to bring my tote closer because I think it's going to be fire. I don't know if we're going to hit cats. I got the worm out for drum, for Gasper Goo, because I'm expecting that to be good here at this spot. Usually is on this side. Well, you can get drum on the other side too, but for some reason, it's probably because of the sandiness over here on this side, you get bigger ones over here. Now there's a lot of things in Louisiana that I just can't use as bait, but skipjack I can, white bass I cannot. When I was living in Natchez, Mississippi a few years back, I did use white bass as bait because Mississippi is one of those states that's a little more generous about what you can use for bait. You can use a largemouth bass there for bait. Back to what I was saying about cats. Don't know if we're going to get cats here. I think we probably are likely going to catch a cat. But there's deeper water with better water temperatures. They might be holding to a colder temp right now because the river is hot. If we're going to get a cat at this spot, it's going to be right now, at this time of the morning, because there's a lot of fish feeding in here. Here's one coming in, I think. Oh, nope. Yeah, the odds right now of catching a cat and just all kinds of things right at this spot are good. But the longer we get in the morning, the hotter it gets, those odds are going to go down. And like I said, it's going to be a very hot day, hotter than yesterday. We're probably going to call this somewhere between 8 and 9, if not right at 8, depending on what we do. We keep hitting something right there. It's not a bad snag, it's just some kind of drop off that we're catching. Gotcha. Got something here. Not really putting up a fight. I'm wondering if I'm just bringing in trash. Ooh, we snagged something is what we did. What do we get? Is it something we can keep? Nope. But anyway, first cat in the video. There you go. It's a catfish video. My goodness. You guys know what's about to happen? That. Oh. Oh, we're getting a bite on the cut bait and the night crawler. Let me get this sumo spoon in. I'm still getting that bite on the big rod, which we might have to abandon what I'm about to do. Just watch it. I have the bait runner disengaged, but what I wanted to say is I am just getting stripped. I'm getting smoked out there on night crawlers. So we are going to put a piece of gut pocket on. We got skipjack gut pocket right here. It's about the size you would use if you were cutting fish bites. That sun is up and hot already. Oh, there we go. Gotcha. Feels good, but we're bringing him up against a drop off, so he might not be as good as he feels. Oh. At least we got one in the mouth so far. So that's 2 cats, one in the mouth, one on the outside of the mouth. But both just as wrapped up, because this one's wrapped up. Well, at least we got him in the mouth there. Oh no! Hook is on the outside of the mouth. Huh, whatever. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Second one on gut pocket. I'm going to pull out some more gut pocket. Different fish this time. You always got to wonder. Sometimes it feels like you're catching the same fish. Keep getting the same size, but this one's smaller. Oh yeah, keep talking. Go talk out there. Sad news to report here. I've discovered that if you put a bait out this way, or the current takes your bait this way, when you come back in, you're gonna hit something that cuts braid, because it cut the braid. I was just bringing this in to check it. I didn't know we had a fish. Thought we were coming up against some mud. Turning out to be a good morning for this average size here. About that or smaller. That's the third one like that. Fourth if you want to consider the snag job. Okay. All right, number 4th in the mouth. Well, for this rod. I would consider what we're fishing from this morning a bar, a sandbar. So fishing from the bar. Again, we're getting about that size on average. Right there, see it? Yeah, if you're fishing for the table, that's perfect, right? I don't own a table. Not in the kitchen. Oh, big rod. I just let that little fish go. Looked up and I saw this is happening. This is going to be a little bigger, but not giant. Not bigger by far. Flathead. Wow, it looks really pretty in that water right now. Got a fairly clean river, not clear, even though it's clear right here off this bar. But yeah, man, goodness, that is a pretty looking flathead right there by far, for sure. Very nice colors, very beautiful. Okay, gotcha. Gut pocket is on fire. This feels better. Let's get it up over this drop off and then I'll tell you. Oh, big rod is knocking. The door is knocking. Okay, big rod is going off. Look at the big rod. Look at the big rod. We got a gator over here to my right. That sun is cooking. I'm gonna step over here, fight this fish from the shade. Take it easy. It's not an absolute giant, but so far, much better than yesterday because I started much earlier today. The white bass and skipjack bite has pretty much disappeared. Every now and then they'll run through here. You'll see some activity. There's a fight right there. This is probably so far the nicest blue cat of the session. But yeah, we're getting really close to where it's gonna just be too hot out here. Well, I'm gonna say not bad, not giant, but it makes the morning worth it for sure. Poor little guy, let's get you off and back out there where you belong. Go get bigger and I'll catch you next year. There you go. Big rod just got a slack line all of a sudden. Didn't see a bite. That slack line is developing again. There is something here. I feel it on the line. It's gently pulling. Yeah, we got him. I was wondering if it was a gar. That's why I did what I did. The fish is holding tight. Here he comes. Holding tight. I wonder if this is a flathead. There are head shakes, so I'm not saying stingray at all. That's just not what I'm feeling. But it is holding tight to the bottom. Doesn't have to be a flathead, but it's kind of making me feel that. Running over there. Running crazy over this way. Yeah, it's a flatty. He came into the other line there. Oh, come on, man. About the same size as the first flathead. Maybe just a tad bigger. Definitely a little uglier. Good bit uglier than the last one, but pretty nonetheless. Decent. This is another fish I had no idea was there. This was definitely a very fun, action-packed session. Yeah, you're right. It's just a little bit after 8. I'm gonna escape the heat now. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I will see you next time.